No. We're going to we're going to pray at auspicious, so we can pray all together. Actually, I'm no translator, and my English is very terrible. But Linda, she told me I have to translate. So I will try my best. And Rinpoche say, today I came to here, and I got very excellent opportunity to see all of you, and I'm very happy to come here. And also our Chidunma, she did really wonderful job to establish center and also to growing this Sangha. This is really very excellent, and I'm really happy sincerely from my heart. And also today you did very good organized for me, so I'm very happy and thank you. Awang Rinpoche and all Sangha and everybody, today I want to say Tashi Delek, all of you.
Nandanji, the Ningalado Shambe changes some Gikordabuchi. There the Dujishina Samayi, she did that she chovages.
Actually, even myself, I don't know how to teach. And I'm not like that much educated person. But I'm very glad to come here and gatherings, many Sangha and people. So therefore, I'm going to explain about 7-line prayer, how do we practice, how do we visualize. And also I'm going to explain a little bit compassion and loving kindness.
Tenida Chidi Gomde Nagasu Yang Chida Nambegi Chu Kandaji the Inayang Jorwada Mishi the Juxagen Jonga Jesumji Sangwe the Ketchimoyari.
When we talk about Buddhism, then it's very important to have preparations and actual practice and dedications.
Deneda Joadilla Kandayarishina, Tangajidara, Ringaradu number Sanjevi, the day in the number Sanjevi, Chetam Jeki Shidi, then Tombatam Jekiba, Dishi, or then Kunjosum the Kirsundo Dang. Then it take what Chimburg, Lamgi Zawa, then the Chanjujisim. Give a that in number Ningondo, drove away in the Mondunaya, the catchable.
So, whenever we talk about Buddhism, generally, the starting or preparation times, we have to have take refuge and we have to have compassion, and also we have to generate bodhicitta mind. That is one of the foundation or one of the base for our Buddhism. So therefore, the preparation time or like starting times, we have to have take refuge from 3 jewels, and also we have to generate bodhicitta ourselves for all sentient beings.
That came to the Simgini Pandor to do Jane Pashishan. Gavado Megoje, the Chidang and the Sanje Chetan Soji Chanum, the Chajupado, and the Kesu Cheese, Signibudi, and the Nikamdo Sungayari. Target Jesu Givesunum, Gidola Bed Sanje do show, said Signibudi, Chanjujo to Simgivadis, Tendati Sungayari.
So, therefore, taking refuge and bodhicitta is very important and also foundation of the our Buddhism, and therefore I'm going to explain very shortly bodhicitta and refuge, taking refuge and bodhicitta. So therefore, when we say Sangye Chödang Soje Chonamla Changchu Pardo Tani Japsongche, those 2 lines is to taking refuge. And Sangye Chödang Soje Chonamla Changchu Pardo Tani Japsongche, Taki Chinso Njebe Sonam Dola Penje Sangye Dobrasho, the second 2 lines that is generate to bodhicitta. So therefore, I'm going to explain a little bit refuge and bodhicitta.
That in the Jamdo Simgi to so in the Tambo Soshi Gary Komdanda Vadi, that Dingi Nangar, the Netum Sanje, Churtan Gindu, Lama Yidan Kando, Chen Chugulungu Tugula Sobe, Gemne Tamje. Dingi Nanga Musundo, Shuyu, Sambe Mevadindanandi, gave you contact in another answer.
So when you're taking refuge, first of all, you have to visualize right in front of the space. So you have to visualize 3 jewels, 3 root, and all Buddha Bodhisattva and all Sangha. You have to visualize everything's right in front of your space. With devotions and faith, and also with fear view.
Then it gives on the again. Somebody of the young, that take what she be into, did I need Jibu Chetumaimba? Then I get Tadanya Messenger Tam, Denny, Govanda Body, 시신이 지지와데 체도 되네와 덤발람로지 수기 되네 결승도 이 사바들나나.
So when we taking refuge, and that time is very important to have pure motivation or Mayana motivations. So when you're taking refuge, I'm going to taking refuge from Buddha Dharma Sangha because I want to enlighten for myself and also I want to guide for all sentient beings. So therefore, so I'm taking refuge. You have to altitude or you have to motivations. Buddha is master or teacher and Dharma is path and Sangha is spiritual community to supporting to you. So you have to have motivation like that kinds things when you're taking refuge.
Dene kesondoya tundabadiya ji tewa chimbu ki kemdo yindu tundine sondi chisi tobe chanjo mato jibato dene kesondoya tundabadiya narana.
And also, the time is not like Hinayana or Pratikayana's Buddha's times to taking refuge only to get just temporary state. The Mahayana Buddhism time, you have to have things. I'm going to take refuge until to get Buddhahood all sentient beings.
Dadine semgi di jidan semgi sendi samba sangbo ji imbari di nane ge chanju ji sem sidi dene shirab ge ko ne zochana mi gwa da ninji ko ne shendren la mi gwa o de de surni da ne mi semdi da de chanju ji sem shugi wale.
So that is to explain very shortly our refuge. And then about Bodhicitta, when we talk about Mahayana Buddhisms, the Bodhicitta is foundation of the Mahayana's path, Mahayana's times. So therefore, when we talk about Bodhicitta, the Bodhicitta meaning actually is a good heart, to having good heart. And especially the Mahayana's times, the Bodhicitta meaning is very, very special good heart. Like we have to have that 2-point mind to visualize enlightens from your wisdom, and also you have to have compassion for all sentient beings. If you have like that kind 2-point minds, then we say that is Bodhicitta minds. So therefore, actually, Bodhicitta mind's meaning is like to having good heart. So Mahayana's times, the Bodhicitta meaning is really special good heart, or like to visualize Buddhahood. First, you have to have compassion on sentient beings, and then you have to visualize, or you have to have some sort of the promise to liberate all those sentient beings to the Buddhahood. If you have like those kind 2-point mind, then we say that is special Bodhicitta mind.
Dadi shiro ge ninje shendren mi ba da shiro zojan mi ba se de ganda yin xue na de ngang zo ji ge zo de je de ganda ji nang ge yin ne ran yi je be tan ma yin ba de na nang ge ta da yin be sin de tan je ko dong ge ji ja zo le de che do sa ba de da je sim den mi ba di ninje shendren mi ba o sin de tan je ja de ne ge ge de wa ngo do sa mi da ma yin ba. And
whenever you're doing practice reciting or generation stage or completion stage or like accumulative whatever virtue, you have to have those 2 kinds motivations or like those 2 kinds point of mind. And that is, when you starting to practice like visualization or like to offerings or generation stage or completion stage, that times, first of all, you have to thinkings for all sentient beings. They're getting real sufferings. So I want to make free from suffering all those sentient beings. You have to have like that kinds compassions. And not only that, above that, you have to thinkings Buddhahood. How do I get, how do I have to get Buddhahood to myself, and also not only myself, to all those sentient beings, to get that kind of Buddhahood through this practice, through this generation stage practice, through this completion stage practice, through this, like whatever you're doing practice, so you have to think like that kinds, pure motivation, or like those two different kinds point of mind. If you have like that kind minds, then we can say that is bodhicitta mind, or we can say wishings bodhicitta. So in there are two different kind of word. One word is dola penchir, and one word is sanje duprasho. The dola penchir meaning is you visualize all sentient beings through your compassions. So that is meaning of the to visualize all sentient beings. And then second word, sanje duprasho, meaning is accomplish Buddhahood for myself and also all sentient beings. That is to visualize Buddhahood. So if you have like that kinds to meaning, then we can say that is real bodhicitta. So generally when we talk about bodhicitta, so there are two different kinds, bodhicitta, wishing bodhicitta and engaging bodhicitta. So which is, I explains the last one, that is wishing bodhicitta. And the second one, engaging bodhicitta, is like when you're doing real practice. And actually we have three different kinds. We have three different kind door, or like three different kinds door to come to virtue. So these times when we talk about engaging bodhicitta, meaning is really when you're doing practice really, like generosity and disciplines and all those 6 different kind paramita, that is we say engaging bodhicitta. So therefore, actually I'm going to explain about 7-line prayer, how to do practice. And before that, very important to taking refuge and also to generate bodhicitta mind. So here, before you're doing practice about 7-line prayer, so you have to generate bodhicitta mind. I'm going to practice this 7-line prayer for all sentient beings to get enlightened, also myself. So you have to generate like that kind of bodhicitta. So you must have like that kind motivations, and then I'm going to give refuge and Buddhist vows, so you can repeat me. You can repeat me 3 times and 3 times.
Sanje chodang choji chonamla.
Sanje chodang choji chonamla.
Chanju pardo dani gyapsuchi.
Chanju pardo dani gyapsuchi.
Dagi jinso jibe sunamki.
Dagi jinso jibe sunamki.
Dola penjir sanje dubrasho.
Dola penjir sanje dubrasho.
Sanje chodang choji chonamla.
Sanje chodang choji chonamla.
Chanju pardo dani gyapsuchi.
Chanju pardo dani gyapsuchi.
Dagi jinso jibe sunamki.
Dagi jinso jibe sunamki.
Dola penjir sanje dubrasho.
Dola penjir sanje dubrasho.
Sanje chodang choji chonamla.
Sanje chodang choji chonamla.
Chanju pardo dani gyapsuchi.
Chanju pardo dani gyapsuchi.
Dagi jinso jibe sunamki.
Dagi jinso jibe sunamki.
Dola penjir sanje dubrasho.
Dola penjir sanje dubrasho.
Di Camdo Simgi di Truti, Dagi, Dunginanga, Jerry Lama Jo, Sadajo, said about the Tamde, Vertushun, the Randa Timdi, Ranga Simdan, by Yemi to Deson, Sabi, Mala, Dirasinyamashara Nance.
So now you're having taking refuge and also to generate bodhicitta, and which is you visualize all those refuge tree before right in front the right in front of you in the space. So now you have to visualize all those refuge tree to dissolve yourselves inseparable with you, and then you have to also things to dissolve, the all Buddha, Bodhisattvas, body, speech, mind, to dissolve your body, speech, mind, and then it will become inseparable to yourselves. And then and then you should meditate for short times.
That in a Tangishi, that Chidun Kumdenayadi, that Chidun de Kurana, Tabo, and Tarsum Sui. The Chidun de Tartambo de Gausu, then Soshin de Kumbana. Tariniba de Gausu, the Yeshiva Jantan. The Tarsumba de Gausu, the Soan de Bache, or Tandanda with it in the sea.
So when you're doing this 7-line practice, you have to think about the meanings of the 3 different kinds. So you have to have read 3 times, and then the first times you have to visualize all those refuge tree, Padmasambhava and all Dakini, and all Dakha and all Didi and all 3 times Buddha. You have to visualize all those refuge tree. And then second time, when you say the 7-line prayer, the second times, then that times you have to invite the wisdom beings from his pure land. And then third times, when you invite already the wisdom beings and to become inseparable with refuge tree, and then third times, when you reciting the third times, then you have to supplications to Guru Rinpoche and all Dakha and Dakini.
Well, then there's a situation the Tangpoti Suikoso, the Jadi Chidun Koramado, Shambaki, the Jakame, Chidun Tiran Sondi. You know, Migua, Toshin Kumdanda, the Rangin Dundo, Yana Gadan Demi, the new to Tangshi Timame, said. The also then Sivi Junjamaga, Medobe Dombo, then Sindru the Java said. The Edendo, tabdan shiram yutsun betar, then Nime den, Deden, Daveden, Jevodina Sajan, Bemanima, Daveden, Rangin Dundo, and that's
So, however, when you're doing this 7-line practice, so you have to visualize the refuge tree. And if I explain a little bit specifically, then you have to sit down, and then right in front of you have to visualize that also like pure land and like golden land, golden place. And then there you have to visualize the very, very clean river. And then right between clean river, you have to visualize the tree, the Pema Gesar tree. Then top of the tree, and then you have to visualize mundis, sandis, and mundis. The sandis, mundis, that is signify of the method and the wisdom. And on top of that, then you have to visualize Padmasambhava very, very clearly.
Oh, that then more tinges the Lamata, Yermachiba Imbala, then number the Ujinji Lovin Dojichan, Bemanjune, then Kundo, Kalama, and Dangchaba. De Kushuni Tindabo, Logebe Natamba, Dene shabni dene gyurmi doji tabi dingi dele yuwa mebe taso de doji kidung to shuba dine kumra naso.
And when you visualize Padmasambhava, so you have to visualize very clearly, and also you have to visualize Padmasambhava himself is like very young style, and all his ornaments and clothes and jewels, everything you have to visualize very clearly, and then also his style, sitting style is like lotus posture, and that is signifier of the meditations by all equals samsara and nirvana, and also you have to visualize whatever you have, like head and bajara and veil, everything. So you have to visualize very clearly.
Dene chaye sirgi doji tenga ba tuga nambati ishi nga tante shi logari deba tante jombe ta dene yomba nyamshaki tena kabada tuji kawa nambati jinju tuba polo chodo tumu yunguru zoe ta de tendo de chimi tse pumba jeba de tse rinzi nyebe ta tida yinsa tida kongro na.
He's holding his 5-point bajra, that is signifier of the 5 wisdom, and through that wisdom, or like from that kind of blessing or like power, to remove all obstacle or to remove all demons. Whoever doing practice, we have lots of different kind of obstacles. So he's holding 5-point vajra, that is signifier of the 5 wisdom, and also that activities to remove all obstacle and to remove or subjugate all demons and all whatever obstacle we have. And then left hands he holding the kapala, and that is signifier of the siddhi, to giving blessing or siddhi, whoever doing practice or whoever following to him, that is signifier of the blessing to give ready all follower or his disciple. And also top of that he has one vas, that meaning is like long life vas, or like signify of the city of long life. So whoever we doing practice this 7 line, whoever supplication to Padmasambhava, whoever visualize to him, whoever fasted or whoever following to him, he's ready to give long life, ready to give general city or like special city. So therefore he holding kapala and then long life vast.
Dene nasa nalo de sangha kapo di dene rik tamjen diwe tata de dendo pyoga di sangha chinage che tamje tusu chiwe ta de dendo dene chogu liang seki bata de kemba di dene yendo ji teba tamje yonsu tobe ta de dendo dene sawa pim sawa di dene chanju simbe teba tobe ta chene
So also he wearing 4 different kind clothes. The inside one he has the white shirt, that is signify of the he accomplished all 5 Vajrasattva or Ranasambhava and Amitabha Buddha, like all those 5 signifier of the accomplish all 5 Dhyana Buddha. And second ones, the second one is signifier of the he accomplished all tantric teachings, and then third ones the signifier of the all Hinayana's teachings, and then fourth ones the signifier of the he accomplished all Bodhicitta, and also signifier of the Mahayana's teaching.
di chi marbu yewa di dene sungpe me riksu tsumbe tata dene nang mambu yewa di shugun yuwa mewa tsumbe tata chi dina yinsa
chi
marbu
di sungpe me
riksu tsumbe tata sanje nawa ta yegi tuwade shinto gyadu tsunindu yegi riyedu dine dene nguru rinpoche kutamba yinzi sungpe me riksu tsumbe tata yinsa
den nang di rinpoche? Nang di?
And
then also he has Pema tondrils, cap of the Pema tondrils. That meaning is like the out of the cave that is red, that is signify of the Amitabha Buddha's blessing of the Amitabha Buddha. The inside cave that is blue color, that is signify of the unchanging city or unchanging accomplishment.
Then ushegi dog yosidi dog dendi taranangi juben yibati. Then yishinga yirang shinjengi ringe wangkuwe tata. Then di deno dog doji zenga bati tu doji chunbe tata. Then goji dodi dawa kadar yangbe ta. Then duyla nimadan dawa yibati dujanamji maribi mimbasiwe tache. Odila se 미과디다 스콤라나
Rinpoche 당보도 간대요.
당보디 똑된 다른항의 주변이 이싱아이런 시제 링에 원고에다다.
So he has 5 different kinds close top of his calf that is signify of the 5 wisdom. 디 강라 rinpoche 가래. rinpoche 디 땡라.
디디는 돌지디.
도지디?
투 도지 천지.
Two dorje.
No.
And then top of that he has one bajara, and that is signify of the wisdom or signify of the bajar wisdom, signify of the bajar wisdom. Di tengla nimadan dawa ro rinpoche. Dorje tengla.
그게 도디 디네 따와 카다 양베 다다이.
And 그게 to.
No.
To the lao shi ma so.
돌지 또 제디.
And then top of there, I don't know how to explain the ones. No. I don't know. Actually, that is signify of the view, like sky. And also there are one sun and moons that is signify of the making cleans our ignorance, or to making clean all sentient beings' ignorance. And also he has lots of different kinds of ornaments. That is, the meaning is he accomplished Sambhogakaya's level, and also he accomplished Nirmanakaya level. Therefore, he has lots of different kinds of ornaments. And also his holdings sword from his left hands. That is signify of the wisdom.
Tene mengo kambo lamba nipa sumbo di kusum tsumita. Di diwala pumbadi, di kendengi dujana mindri kilamna gube tati nerezo.
At the sword, they have 3 different kind point that is signify to cutting all sentient beings, ignorance, desire, and fright. And they have the 3 different kind skull. That is meaning of the 3 different kind kaya. The Kabbalah sum the kusum change the 3 different kind. There are 3 different kind skull. That is meaning of the 3 different kind kaya. And then below there, they have one pot. That is meaning of the to giving blood. So Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya. And then after that, they have small vase that is symbolize his holding all city to giving all his follower or all sentient beings. And also below there they have 4 different kind bajara that is signify of the he accomplished all 4 different kind activity.
tarjang chibu yerka jangdiwola soba yebati di neyi jibo kanto tanje wando tiwe tari.
And also he has many different, in their sword also they have some clothes and also in another some another ornament that is signify of the to subjugate or to magnetizing all dark and darkini.
Dine kadang tesum yewa di lo di jage anon dine guyo re so. Di dine tutu jeto, dine druba deko yungudu nyebe tari.
And also, there are 9 different kinds, like, your earrings. That is meaning of to accomplish 9 different kinds of siddhi.
Oda dine ke choshin di pa namba denzo pa namba sewa sidi. Be ku yibtang di chama ba sebo jenje kana chuje je mande batabo se de namba sewa. Namba sewa da mai be ta den de ke chama.
So when you visualize Padmasambhava, you have to visualize or you have to focus all his ornaments and everything, so whatever he's wearing, like 4 different kind of clothes, and then holdings, bajara, belt, and pot, and salt, and his caps, everything. So you have to visualize very clearly. And then secondly, you have to understand all those meanings each by each.
Wada dinde ki mikwa nangi siddhi sundi tangpo di da jente nana digi da nyambo suna digi da nyambo suna siddhi sundi tangpo di nyambo suna na mikwa di kungi.
So now you have to visualize what I explained, and then we have to read, or we have to recite 7-line prayer 3 times altogether.
Kodo kandro mambe khor keje cheso darungi chinje laje cheso su guru bema siddhi odi choshin di kom ta thari niba de kaso ishi ba jende ba sedi ti ishi jende dando de kanda se dengori shuna odi tar choshin kombe di choshin Guru Rinpoche Jiguru Kuto Jiranshi Yeke Kapo Dimbar Sungto Jiranshi Yeke Amapo Tugar Tuto Jiranshi Yeke Humabo Sum Setavana Odira Anu Tambo Yingdu Sumbuti Tira Setarana
Guru Rinpoche tan dunyi tamba setav shuva dereva.
Guru Jigu Dimba Tugas Tiga
So that time, just you have to visualize the Guru Rinpoche or like refuge tree, and then second time when we recite the 7-line prayer, that is meaning of the inviting Padmasambhava from his pure lands, and these times you have to visualize 3 different kinds of letter. Top of his head, you have to visualize letter Om, and his neck, you have to visualize letter A, and you have to visualize his heart, letter Hum, and then letter Om is signifier of the Vajrabodhi, and letter A is signifier of the Vajra speech, and letter Hum signifier of the Vajra wisdom. And so you have to visualize 3 different kind of letter at his top of his head and speech and his heart.
Dinda da yeke rusum seta. Din tuge hunyi de vesirbe choju sing tamje na treti. Di choju sing tamje na shubi jawa seta jaba tamje ki tudam ki gyugu. De tamje gyande ne gurupe me kui namba tabo dinda yeshi semba dinda namgyur tabo din gurupe me kui namba tabo. Dine yang vesirde santo pejiri shingan na treti. Uji bema june koru deni kyawa jadu thoda jeba tham jaya yeshi simbe number 20 de rangi jiur kumbe thamji batela be yemerdu timti chodo chushabana shi yemer roje tu choso sambe mebatinda narana.
And after that, now you have to visualize from his little homes, you have to visualize the from later home, the arisings, lots of different kinds, radiate, and then ascendings, all Buddha Bodhisattvas pure lane, and that is sort of the invitation letter or invitations. And then through that radiate, you have to invitings Padmasambhava himself from his pure lanes, Kavalakara mountains. And also same times you have to visualize Dhaka, Dakini, all his entourage, and also from different pure lanes you have to invite many different kinds of deity. But you have to visualize their natural is like their own deity, but you have to visualize their form is like all deity is like style of Padmasambhava. So wherever you have to invite, like you can invite also many different kinds of pure lane, but you have to visualize all those deities. Style is Padmasambhava. Even the natural is like their own deity, and then this is we say wisdom deity or wisdom beings. And then when you inviting from their pure lanes, and then you have to visualize the all wisdom beings to dissolve samaya beings, which is you visualize before right in front of your space or right in front of in space. So there are two different kinds of beings, samaya beings and then wisdom beings, which is you visualize before right in front of your space, that is wisdom beings. So now you inviting from samaya beings later homes, there is arising lots of different kinds of radiate, and then inviting the wisdom beings, and then inviting to then making dissolves in several levels wisdom being and then samaya being. So now we have to recite the second time 7-line prayer, and that time you have to visualize, which is I explain right now. No Johnson, Bemanges, Bombola, Yanze, Chogi, Mudunye, Bemanjone, Shesonda, Kordo, Kando, Mambe, Kor. Keji Sheso Dad, Chinji Labji Sheso, Guru Bema, Sidi Hum. That Hariniba, Jendemati Trubaje. That's our somebody, that's so and deba, said he. So and the Dandavadi, the Puson Sovanga, say, that Jidan Guru Rinpoche, Namdar Dizo. Jidang Guru Namdar, the China Samsung, Namdar Mabuyari, the Inet, and the Tochewa, Chi Namdar, Tochewa Jenny, or the turned to 10 so and the Kuyori. So we have done the second times reciting 7-line prayer. So now we have to recite third times. And then these times we have two supplications to Padmasambhava. And when we supplicate to Padmasambhava, we have to think all his history. And when we talk about Padmasambhava's history, we have to explain 3 different kinds meaning or 3 different kind history, like outer meaning or inner meaning and secret meaning. So these times when we supplicate, that time we have to visualize or we have to think the outer meaning of his history. That is so, and the person of us, ne person of the cheek, and then 2 persons of the knee, 2 persons of the some, 2 persons of the she, 4 persons of the nut, and that's it, so and the body. And when you supplicate, that times you have to supplicate through 5 different kind excellences. First is excellences of the place, and second is times, and third is master, and fourth is teachings, and fifth is disciple or entourage. So we have to think 5 different kind excellences when we supplicate to Padmasambhava.
Ujian Junubjan Tam said the Digi Nepisod of Sungiaris. The Nepisod of a Cadadis and Guru Rinpoche, that Duje Tundo, Tubadabo Chungakauke, Tungse Nedaboti, the news Dine Ujian Nubjan Kitamso, then the Yana Gata de then the Danakushi Suning say, don't say Ned, Cabrata, Diris, the 20 Sungiaris.
So when we say Hum Urjen Yuljen Nubjang Tsam, so that times the meaning is excellences of the place. Now, Guru Rinpoche, he was born place of the Otiana, northwest of the Otiana, and Danakosha, so meaning is river of the Danakosha. So Urjen Yuljen Nubjang Tsam's meaning is like excellences of the place. You know, we have to think in 5 different kind of excellences. So this is excellences of the place where he was born from the lotus.
And then the Bema Kesser Dombola said, Siniva Digi Tubus Towadi. The Candaris and Nata Sanjanawa Tayaki Togani Yagi, she Sintu Jadu Tunin to trade. They were the Londa Bodita, Telkilo, Telkin, Sebajula.
And second lines, Bema Geser Tumbola. So that is explains excellences of the time. Whence Buddha Amitabha arising so later free to the Danakosha's river. And so that is, according to lunar calendar, is year of the Mongi and 6 months and 10th of day, and he was born that day. So that is meaning of the excellences of time.
And then the choking to near said the church was also Childanguru Rinpoche. Sanje Nawataya, Papa Genesis, Yeme, Sondo Jube, Namdu Yindu, Inedi, Kimbe, Kimba Tamjebe, Kin the Nusungi and the Badu, Mevangawa, the Yinayang, Dujenang, Tomar gave it to soon. The Nekesi Bandi, didn't do sugar job, the Ned never give Mamma be Dujanamji. Gondi, she been the Mambu, she was took the St. John of David, choose them dead. And then it is Taradine, so the Tumujum would touch him never you do. What the chips and so them is.
Yamzen Choki Nutubnies, the third line times, they explain excellences of the Dharma. And actually, when we talk about Padmasambhava, himself is like emanation of the Amitabha Buddha and Avalokiteshvara. So he himself is inseparable, Amitabha Buddha and Avalokiteshvara. So he no need to study, no need to listening, no need to contemplation, no need to do practice, because he accomplished already essence of the Amitabha Buddha or essence of the Avalokiteshvara. So therefore he hasn't to do listenings or contemplations or practice, because he accomplished everything, whatever he needs. Spontaneously he accomplished Amitabha Buddha and Avalokiteshvara. So that reason, so no need to study, no need to receive any teachings, and no need to do any more practice. But view of the sentient beings, or according of the sentient beings thinkings, or sentient beings capacity, or sentient beings fads, he showing sentient beings another different kind styles or forms. He was born from the lotus. He hasn't father, he hasn't mother, and he born spontaneously from the lotus. Also, he accomplished all siddhi the same time. And then after that, when he was born, after that, according to sentient beings' mind, or according to sentient beings' capacity, he show in front of the sentient being how to receiving teaching, and how to contemplation, meaning how to do the practice. And he did everything, so, he becomes like princess, and then after that he left the palace, and then he received many different kind of teaching in India, many different kind of place, and he received teaching from many different kinds, pandita, master, and also he did just artificial style, artificial listening, artificial contemplation, artificial practice. He did like everything, because if he don't do like that, then could be disciple or sentient beings, they're thinking he is like no real master, so he cannot, this lineage is not real, or this lineage is like unbroken lineage. Could be all human beings or disciple could be thinking like that. So for that, actually he hasn't to do any things, because he accomplished everything. But according to sentient beings' mind, or according to sentient beings' capacity, he did everything. And then also he accomplished general city or a special city, and then also he accomplishes spontaneously, or he accomplished also view of the in front of sentient beings. So therefore, Yamsen Choji Ngudu Nye meaning is like, if we say truly, he no need to do anything from his side, and also according to sentient beings' mind, also he show everything how to accomplish city. So therefore, Yamsen Choji Ngudu Nye meaning is like excellences of the Dharma, how to he accomplish according to sentient beings' capacity.
Do Nyandegi Nando ya, Nani Dine Minane, Noni Juru Nichene, Dana Guchi Tunin to Kunala Kibuchung, Swanaki, Sanje Niki, Lung Temba Shindo, then the Dana Guchi Tunin to make a payment on Boleran to Kutamba Yindu, the Tanaya, and then Peman Junior, Soji Doji, Setindagi, changing of the direction, the Digi, Dumba person over the Sumiyare.
And the fourth lines that explains master or Tempa or like teacher, Padmajuni himself. Pema, Jungne, Shesota meaning is Padma meaning is lotus, and Jung meaning is coming or come from the lotus. And Shesota meaning is like in India or Otiana people saying he is lotus bones. So therefore, the line number 4 explain excellences of the teacher or excellences of the master, Pema Juni himself. And also that is according to Buddha Shakyamuni's prophesied. Buddha Shakyamuni, he prophesied before he passed into parinirvana, he prophesied after 112 years, like Padmanjuni, something like that kind of person coming from the lotus. So he was born from lotus according to Buddha Shakyamuni's prophecy. So therefore, he got also names, Pemajuni, or lotus bones. So therefore, the line number 4 that explains the excellences of the master or excellences of the Tempa or teacher. The line number 5 that is explains excellences of the entourage or excellences of the his disciple, Kordo, Kanto, Mambu. Kord meaning is his entourage or his entourage, and Kanto meaning is all Dakini. When we talk about Padmasambhava, he has all times more than 100,000 Dakini surrounded by him. So therefore, Kordo, Kanto, Mambu, Kord, the 5 lines explains excellences of the entourage.
This Tomba Sunjilamla Tene, Tindas Jumiyori. Today, in the Aranzo Chesota Nachas, Samari Bazavanga, Tomba Sumbotella Tene, Deniji Pantovi, and then Tamde Tarchimba. Or the day young, I think, good remember Chiki, Kusundoji Chilab, then Dala said, and that it is.
And then second 2 lines, so meaning is making wishings ourselves. I want to accomplish all city. or I want to accomplish like level of the you. So therefore, please give me your general or special city, whatever you have, whatever you accomplish. And actually, whatever we accomplish, that is everything come from three different kind of vows. Vows of the individual liberations, vows of the bodhisattvas, and vows of the tantra. So actually everything's, whatever we got result or whatever we accomplish result, that is come from some cause, that is main cause is like three different kind of vows. So anyway, however, so I want to accomplish result, or I want to accomplish Buddhahood. So you have to support me, or you have to give me, or you have to grant me a blessing right now, whatever you have to accomplish, that is making wishings ourselves. So therefore, when you're reciting this 7-line prayer, when you supplicate to Guru Rinpoche, you have to remember all those 5 different kind excellences. And then also you have to visualize very clearly Guru Rinpoche himself, like his styles, his ornaments, and also meaning of the ornaments. And also sometime when you supplicate, also you have to offering 7 different branch. And so therefore you have to do turn by turn. Sometimes you have to remember this 7-line prayer, 5 excellences, and sometimes you have to remember meaning of his ornament or meaning of his whatever he has, and also you have to remember his kindness, and also you have to do 7 branch offering, and and then you have to recite the 7-line prayer, and also you have to supplicate to Guru Rinpoche to making accomplish, and also to wishings whatever you need or whatever you want. So therefore you have to remember all those quality, all those excellences, and then you have to recite. So now we're going to recite 3 times, the 3rd times, 7-line prayer. Yunje no jang sam pema kesa tongbola yanzen chogi ngonjo nye pema jone she soda kodo kando mambe kur cheji che soda chinje labje she so guru pema siti tadine tidu sindu tarkashich. And then you can do same visualize, you can remember same meaning, and then we're going to recite this 7-line prayer again, so all together several time. Yamzen choje ngodonya bemanjone jeso da kodo kando mambe kor keje jeso dado chinje la jeso guru bema sede ungo uye yuje no jansam bema kesa tombola yanzen choje ngodo bemanjone jeso da kodo kando mambe Keje jeso da doje chinje loje jeso guru bema sede Ongo ujen yuje no jantam bema kesa tombola yande choge ngudu bema jone jeso da kodo kando mambe koro keje jeso da chinje loje jeso guru bema sede ujen yuje no jantam bema tombola yande choge jeso da kodo kando mambe koro jeso da chinje loje jeso guru bema sede ujen yuje no jantam bema kesa tombola yande choge
Pemanjone Jisoda Godo Kando Chije Jisoda Doji Chinje Laji Goro Pema Sidi Tinda Chije Sundu Tarmanyu Kaze Sanagi Yine Tinda Sana Tene Da Sa Tsarin Jugudila Tun Dugalagata Washilin Bimibase Tene Guru Jiuru Dimbar Tuga Hundi Tagine Setaviyari Dene Guru Jiu Levese Carbuchon Dene Dagi Jiuru Tim Pumbewanto Lam Kirin Kumbalawan Debu Tugundu Sabi Juda Shaso Sambe Mevatinda Narana.
So you can recite as much as depends your times, and then after that you have to visualize to receiving 4 different kinds initiation or empowerment, and then you have already visualized top of his Padmasambhava's head their letter Om, so that is still there. So now, so after you recite the 7-line prayer, and then you have to receive 4 different kind of empowerments, and then first from letter Om, the radiate, the coming from letter Om, so lots of different kind. The radiate color white radiate coming to your physical or your head and to dissolves to yourselves. So that means is you receiving initiation of the bus or bus initiations, and then to get seat to make accomplish nirvana kaya.
Tinenguru Dimbe Amabole, they said Marbuchum, they rang in Dimbertim, Nagiti Tamjeta, the somewhere want to. Lam Deji Chebalawan, they will longer do the subject to the Shaso Sambemeva, or Nibemi with the Narana.
I'm sorry, I cut off some meanings, the last one. I'm going to explain more now, because I'm terrible translator. When you receiving the first empowerments, and then when you receive the white radiate and dissolves your physical, and that time also you have to consider purifications all your body's negativity, and then you got empowerment of the bus, and that is seed of the nirvana kaya to accomplish in future. And also after that you can visualize yourself as deity. And then second, Padmasambhava's from his neck, which you visualize the letter R, the red color, and then coming lots of red color radiate to dissolve your speech. So that is after you receive the empowerments, that is to making purifying your speech negativities, and then after that you can reciting mantra, whatever you want to recite mantra, you can recite mantra, and that is seed of the Sambhukakaya to accomplish in future.
Dawang Sumbe Migwadi, Guru Tuge Hungi Ngobotele, Sir Ngobochung, the Rangi Ningar Tim, Yigi did Tamjeta, the Wang Sumba Shiravishi Joanto, Alam Panyas, Lung, Torim Lung, Zalung, the Kumesuya, or the Kumbalawang, then Debu, Chugundu the Savin, the Shaso Samin Mevanaranas.
And third empowerments, you have to receiving from his heart letter Hungs, which is the blue color, and then lots of radiate coming to your minds or your heart to dissolve your heart, and that is to making purify your all mind's negativity, and then that is third empowerments, and after that you have got already seed of the Dharmakaya to accomplish in future through this empowerment, and also purifying all your mind negativities, and then after that you can do practice lamponya. Lamponya meaning is like you can do practice like your channel or nerve. So we say Tsalung, so the nerves channel, that kind of practice. I don't know how to translate exactly. I think you know everything. So just this is a reminder, and that is like empowerment of the third empowerment.
Tawang shibemi gwanandi, ten guriji karpo, dembe amabo, tuge hongbo sumbudile, vese karmar tingsum dirji de chungde. Tene rangi lunga yesum la timbe, kusum chanyam jikone sabi teti tamje ta. Tene wang shiba tsingwa to, lam towa chimbo kumba la wang. Tene debu ngonyi gundu sabi gyudi shaso samba tete narano.
And when you're receiving empowerment of the fourth empowerments, that time, so you have to visualize the radiate coming from all those three different kind letter and three different kinds, and to dissolve your body, speech, mind. And then whatever you create your negative karma in previous lifetime and this lifetimes, that to making purifyings through this fourth empowerment, and also to receiving fourth empowerment or fourth empowerment or the fourth initiations. And and then so you can do practice about you can after that when you're receiving after you're receiving the fourth empowerment, then you can do practice of the Dzogpa Chimbo or Adi Yoga, and that is to making that is to giving seed or to receiving seed to make accomplish all those three kaya.
Odinda senane, ta dezo chidang arazo kompa seti la mikje ji kompa, mimi ji kompa se ni yudu, di tamje mikje ji kompa sigi yodes.
So generally, when we talk our practice, we have two different kind of practice. One practice is with science, and one practice is without science. So when we reciting this seven-line prayer and thinking, remembering the five excellences, and also remember all his kindness, all this kind of practice is practice of the with sign.
Odinda senane, ta thare Guru Rinpoche da Miguji Soateba, Guru Rinpoche da Denda Jaba, Virgin number, Virgin number Shune. Dene didn't rang the team. Dene rangi sim down, Guru Rinpoche, two nipa, Yemido, Deson Sambatinda Nani, didn't arrange Yamnenda, but in the two you do some compatible Yaba Sameina, then arrange Simji Neluk said. Rigwaran jungi yeshi sigi yore, o di tuyanji pa ji pa le machu bachedi, koran di dayas to ne tuye yemi tu sedi, di to ne pa rigwaran jungi yeshi ngoshi bachedi, di to ne le machu bachedi, koran di nga le mayin samchi, di to ne zai gito wada bukan shanaya koran, Rangsha Rangdo do the Sujane Gomanaya did Mimiki Kumbas headed. Mimiki Kumbas, Lurki did that Sujani, Gometa Yama, the Inaya Kona, Ranjungi Yishi, and worship Tone, the Dinga the Mayam with the Guyades.
And whatever we have done like that kind of practice with sign or with visualizations, that is we say practice with sign. And then after that, we have to visualize, which is we visualize right in front of us the Padmasambhava, the Padmasambhava himself to dissolve light or radiate. And then radiate the dissolves ourselves or into our minds. And then so we have to visualize the Guru Rinpoche and ourselves to become inseparables. To become inseparable ourselves and Guru Rinpoche. And then when you do practice after that, you have to think carefully and you have to focus your minds. Whatever you thinking, whatever coming, lots of different kind concept or dualism mind or like ego or like, whatever you have like concepts, you have to ignorance or you have to things natural of your mind. And you have to survive from like that kind of concept, and you have to realize the concept itself is like emptiness. Concept itself is like natural. Concept itself is liberations. Nothing's to holdings. Nothing is like thinking. Nothing is like like dualisms, like subject and object and thinking, outer, inner. Like you don't have to thinking like that. Things just you have to realize your own natural mind, and you have to thinking. So whatever you have concept, whatever you have echo, that is like liberation from themselves to liberation from themselves. The all echo is like rang tol meaning is rang is like selves, tol meaning is like liberations. To liberation is itself, mind itself, nothing any concept, nothing to thinking any like dualisms out into or like subject or objects. And then you have to focus on that, like that kind of natural minds, like keeping you are concentrated there, and without concept, without thinkings, and without dualisms minds, and without poison mind, just keeping over there. And then you have to do practice like very carefully. And that practice meaning we say without sign or without visualizations.
Tamba sungi nānayā, dīne ngūshī mīngmī tamba sēdi, tā dīndā jīdā shūyī barī.
And then when we talk about three different kind of excellences, like excellences of the preparation, and excellences of the real practice, actual practice, and excellences of the dedication practice. When we say actual practice, excellences of the actual practice, meaning also not different meaning than that. Just like actual practice or like real practice, meaning you have to realize your reality mind. You have to realize your natural minds. And if you can realize, if you can keep your practice with like that meaning on that level, and then so we can say that is actual practice or real practice. We have three different kind of excellences. Actual practice meaning like we have to say like that kind of meaning or that kind of practice.
Tā dīne jūgngwa tamba sēdi, dīne yā lāriyā, tēyā tōshī tāki ngār nā shī, guru dūngi nāngar tādām jī sētabdi. Dīne dēyā jāngār, tā dī ngūwē pāṅ pūtabu chēdi, dēyā jāngār dī tārī chidū sūndi, kumdē nāwī kīwē tāwā dī tō chē, dī tū sūndu sābi kētā tamjē, dī kētā dī rāñjī gu chēdō, tā nēgab kī dīne dīne kī chēdō māyīmbā, kētā dī simjē tamjē dā pāṅgō, simjē tamjē kī kōwā tū ngā jī jādō dī tēdi, dēngi dō tōbi sāñjī jī kōwā tōbar shōjī, sāmbē tū nē pā, dīne tēmbā nāng, dīne gēngō dīyā dīne, nyāmbū sōrō nāng.
So after we have done like this kind of practice, and then we have to do third excellences practice or dedication practice. So whatever we got virtue, whatever we accumulate merit through this kind of practice, like practice of the preparation, practice of the actual, whatever we got through that practice, our virtue, our merit, and then our dedication times, we have to dedicate all those kind of virtue, all those merit, to dedicate all sentient beings to get Buddhahood, to dedicate all sentient beings to get peace and happiness, and dedicate for all sentient beings to become free from many different kinds of sufferings. So that is, we say, the third excellences or excellences of the dedications practice. So therefore, we have done preparation practice, and also we have done actual practice, how to visualize with sign, how to visualize without sign. And also, generally, when you're doing practice, you have to follow like this kind of three different kind of excellences. And also now, now we can do the third excellence practice or like dedication practice all together.
Kye salang gurba sho sanje kusum nyebe chila tang chunye mingyur dembe chila tang Gindu mi jindu mi chindabuki. Ngowa manang dabzen rupa sho. Tembe be gyur lame shabe ten. Tendrin jibu sadin yongla. Tembe jinda ngadan jorba ke. Temba yuri nebe dashi sho. Tadi chende didi chidi sende pa didi jito shivayi. Dene ta kandara ngaranzo ta tekwa chembe namla shubhe kansa shara yindu. Dene tekwa chembe ke ta chotamjegi tawandabade ta shenben chanju ki sendi tekwa chembe cho yingbu dabari ngaranzo kanjo ke joji nage yine tomaran godi laes shenben dire simji ki zimbasiji. Mushi mikwa mebe kete badawaji. Mushi mikwa mebe takung tengda dambaji yana mimi nambar taba yungu yorete. Tida menaya ji mimi jidun zam naya dawa. Tida taman jungo wa tambe ji simbajana. Kandar teba chimbe chogi nyingbu dabudi. Ta shenla nyoba shidan jeba panya tang. Shenben shidan jeba duye di. Ta teba chimbe chogi nyingbu dabu yibari. Tida yindu tanda dirola ya mi taga jijun chogi. Tida dambada simjana gongdi tindagi chodo na tida hange zoji tuami tamegi ina dambada simjana gongdi tindagi pa chodo yabu tsuga na mahomba na ya ji zula kan tida damba jeba shana yagi pa dambada simjana tondo gongshila na meba yoba tendo tinga ranga yabe hajangi pa jesu iran chungsung sura na.
So today I offer very short teaching and I share a little bit my experience. However, since we are Mahayana Buddhism and since we are Mahayana practitioner, so therefore very important to have a good heart and very important to generate bodhicitta minds. That is main base or foundation of the Mahayana. So therefore I want to request all of you to generate bodhicitta and also to be nice person and helping all sentient beings. And then since our Chidunmala, she established this much nice center and sangha, I am very glad. And also since you have very excellent plan to build monastery and to making growing sangha, that is like unbelievable. So I am really happy and I am rejoicing with all of you. Whatever you have done, this is really, very excellent and I appreciate. And also in future, please, you have to participate with Chizunma, whatever she's doing with devotions, with faith, you have to participate with her. And this is for benefit all sentient beings, not only herself, not only yourself. So you have to have loving kindness and compassion, and you have to generate bodhicitta, and also you have to do practice continually as much as if you can do. I appreciate all the times, and continually I am going to prayer, and also I want to request again one more. You have to continue this kind of activity. You have to do this kind of activity continually, not only today, not only tomorrow, because this is not only yourself. This is for all sentient beings. Whatever you're going to build monastery, whatever you're doing like this kind of dharma activity, this is for all sentient beings. So therefore, this is very important to growing up your sangha. Very important to having like this kind of plan to making builds monastery, to try to growing the sangha. So this kinds of dharma activity is very nice and very how to say, unbelievable. So I appreciate all the time and I rejoicing, and so you have to participate sincerely from your heart. So I want to say something like that.
Tanda Jidun Rinpoche Tembuji Gungam Dimigi Dinda Even Neju Takin Chati Dinda Chungsun, Tida Hindu, Denichi, Gumenju, Dupa, Lamdo Lombachi, Dang, Denekozi, Ringbu, Dene, Dendri Tundo, Zeba, Tarchiba Yagi, Adamanam Shugi.
And I got a letter from our Chizun Rinpoche, and since she's not so well and she has appointment today with doctor, and I'm a little bit worried, but I'm going to prayer all the times to become very good health, and also to growing her all dharma activity continually for all sentient beings, and also you must pray for her to become long life, to become very good health, and to become very good dharma activity all over the world. And also I'm going to prayers continually for myself.
Number 10 jang, ji ko de la pa je me wa dang, de ne te sang kum sung ge cha wa de ba, tar chim ba dang, de ne tem ba de sim jeng ge tön do je ba be min da je ba de do chang ma ge de par ju me ba jun ru kon ne kon be do yong ye, de di gi ge de ne dam bu ling gi kan lai tem ba de sim jeng de pa do ja chi mo yong ye ge, ade ma lam shu yi.
And also I'm going to pray for all of you, all our Sangha member, or all our Chizuma's disciples. I'm going to pray to become good health without obstacle, without sickness and illness. And also I'm going to pray until to get accomplish all your practice, and also to becomes very good activity everywhere, all the times for everybody. And I'm very happy, and also not only that, so I'm hopefully going to be growing of the center, very smoothly, without any obstacle, without any without any obstacle. So I'm praying all the times to growing this center, and without obstacle your activity, without obstacle your practice to become accomplish everything. So I'm going to also I'm going to pray all your member and disciple.
Dene dagin chari nana jiyan jugula ji ji dina tripda yonto na sunya jindu di dandi nga dane ya ji pine pala jindo goya da ji dina yama doya da te te dina pala jaga da pala yogbo ji lo goya da ji pe yu di jindo ya dina kenin do ji mangbo ji lan chaso digi gi ji je tumi ji to cover the in it and in Jamato in a Yamahona at the Jake, tissue.
And also I got a message from our Chizuma in letter, and she explained to come back me again here to give some teachings. And I don't think this times I can come back to here again, because I'm very busy schedule. I have very busy schedule in United States, and after that, then I have to go back to India in my monastery to taking care of all my sangha, and also after that I have to go to Kathmandu as soon as possible to give some empowerment and teachings. So therefore, I don't think this time I can come back to this center. However, so in future we can keep in touch, and hopefully I can come back again to give some teachings, and to according to our Chizuma's wish. So I can do could be we can do in future. So therefore we can keep in touch in future.
Kalutan Devi, Didanje, Chuzo Tamegi, Taningala, Jimmy Segi, Nene Davida, Na, didn't Ning Tabane, Tojichi, didn't Tamatam, Dashi.
And today, according to our Chizuma's advice, all Sangha and member to invite me here and make very good organize, I'm really very happy and I'm very glad. And I want to say again one more, thank you so much, and Tashide for all of you. And short notice. I'm really sorry. I'm sure there are so many mistakes from my translate, and I'm request. Please, you can listen this cassette because they're recording. I scared with His Holiness, and I embarrassing with all of you. And I'm between person, and also I got lots of suffering, so I might be barju this suffering. So, however, I want to request His Holiness Rinpoche give really excellent teaching, really meaningful teaching. I'm sure I mistake many things, and I apologize, but you can get good translator in future, and then the translator can make correct, and you can listen again more. I never study English. This is my artificial English. So I'm very sorry to using artificial English like this kind of our noble person, noble Lama, and also like this kind noble Sangha. I'm really sorry, but I'm happy to come here because since also I'm Payul and I'm also Pendulumji student, and I devote Chizunma, and Pendulumji give me like Hempo position, and I'm very happy to see all of you. We're like same lineage and same master, and we're Dharma brother and Dharma sister. I'm happy to offering if I can, but very difficult to do from my side. So therefore, I request to translate arcanes from someone to listening in this cassette, and also I'm going to request Chizunma to translate again from another good translator, because Rinpoche give really excellent teaching, really meaningful teaching. So if this teaching listening you, I think I will get lots of bad karma. So
Jesus.